Have you ever wondered what a high-end watch, a jet engine blade, and maybe even a self-cleaning window have in common? Well, the answer is this amazing, hidden technology that coats our entire world in an invisible, super high-performance layer. And today, we're going to peel back that layer and see what's underneath.
Okay, so to really get this, we're going to start with a little bit of a puzzle. I'm going to show you three concepts that seem, completely unrelated, but I promise you, they all share this one secret connection that is really shaping our modern world.
First up, let's talk about beauty. I mean, think about that brilliant, completely scratch-proof finish on a luxury watch, or maybe those designer faucets in a modern kitchen. These are things that are designed to be absolutely stunning, but also incredibly durable.
All right, next on the list, strength. And we're not just talking a little tough here. We're talking about extreme resilience, the kind you need for industrial cutting tools that slice right through solid metal, or the turbine blades inside a jet engine spinning thousands of times a minute under just incredible heat and stress.
And finally, intelligence. Now, I don't mean AI or anything like that. I'm talking about objects with built-in smarts. Windows that actually help cool your house, or glass that literally cleans itself after it rains. These are surfaces that are actively responding to the world around them.
So, what is it? What single piece of technology could possibly link aesthetic beauty, unbelievable toughness, and this kind of functional intelligence? Well, the answer is a truly revolutionary process that works on a scale that's almost impossible to imagine, the atomic scale.
So the big reveal. The hidden connection is a whole family of techniques called vapor deposition. You can think of it like this. We've basically learned how to paint with individual atoms, and that lets us fundamentally change the properties of almost any object you can think of.
So what does that really mean? Well, at its core, vapor deposition is all about adding an ultra-thin, perfectly uniform film onto a surface. And this isn't just a layer of paint. No. It's more like giving an object its own custom-designed atomic-level armor that gives it brand new superpowers.
The process, is actually pretty simple in concept. You start inside a vacuum chamber, you take a solid material, could be a metal, could be a ceramic, and you basically turn it into a gas. It's kind of like boiling water, but imagine doing that with something like solid titanium. Those gaseous atoms then float across the chamber and deposit themselves onto whatever you want to coat, condensing back into a solid. They build up layer by perfect layer, creating this flawless new surface.
So now that we have a feel for how it works, let's dive into our first major application, combining that beautiful look with some serious, powerful protection. We're going from shiny to strong.
This is where you can really see just how versatile these coatings are. So, for a luxury watch, a process called physical vapor deposition, or PVD, applies a thin layer of titanium nitride, and that's what creates that brilliant, scratch-proof gold color. But here's the magic. If you just change the recipe a little bit, say to chrome nitride, that exact same PVD process creates a coating for surgical tools that's ultra-hard, incredibly long-lasting, and biocompatible, which means it's totally safe for use inside the human body. It just goes to show how we can dial in the exact properties we need for pretty much any application.
But these coatings do so much more than just protect. They can actually give objects active, functional abilities. This is where we move from just a passive shield to a truly intelligent system. It's like an invisible upgrade that's making our world smarter, safer, and stronger.
Just take a look at modern buildings. A window with a low E or low emissivity coating is basically like a thermal gatekeeper. It lets all the nice visible light in, but it reflects infrared heat. That keeps buildings cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter, which, you guessed it, slashes energy costs. Even smarter are these thermochromic coatings, using materials like vanadium dioxide, which can dynamically change how much heat they let through. And other coatings like titanium dioxide are absolutely essential for making the transparent conductive layers needed in solar panels.
And the impact in medicine is, well, it's just as profound. These coatings are critical for the success of things like hip replacements or dental implants. They help the implant integrate with the body and resist wear and tear over decades. Another technique, atomic layer deposition, or ALD, can apply a film so perfect that it literally stops the metal alloys in these devices from corroding. It's an invisible layer that can mean the difference between the success or failure of a major medical procedure. It's that important.
This all brings us to a really critical point. This technology isn't just about making better, cooler products. It's about building a more sustainable future. Vapor deposition is actually a key tool in the fight for a greener planet.
And the technology itself is getting cleaner. Instead of using harsh chemical baths, we now have these great eco-friendly salt gel methods. Instead of firing up high-energy furnaces, new low-temperature processes are cutting down the carbon footprint of manufacturing. And maybe most important of all, by making everything from car parts to our electronics last way longer, we are fundamentally reducing waste across the board.
This creates this amazing virtuous cycle. Let me give you a concrete example. Take an industrial drill bit. A simple coating can make it last 5 times longer. Think about that. That means we have to mine less tungsten, we use less energy to manufacture new bits, and we create less waste. That's the circular economy in action, right there, scaled across millions and millions of products. Extending product life is honestly one of the most powerful things we can do for sustainability.
So, let's bring it all together. We started with this little puzzle about beauty, strength, and intelligence. And what we discovered is that the common thread is this incredible technology that is quietly, invisibly architecting the world all around us. From the watch that might be on your wrist to the window in your home, vapor deposition is the unseen architect. It's this incredibly powerful tool that's making things more durable, more functional, and way more efficient. It's really a foundational technology that's pushing the boundaries in almost every major industry, all while helping us build a more sustainable world.
And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating thought. We are gaining this unprecedented control over the very surfaces of the materials that make up our world. As this technology gets more advanced, more accessible, the possibilities are nearly limitless. So the real question becomes, what problems are we going to solve next?